Hello, hello, hello. This is a moment with Imogene, and today is where I'm going to do a quick lesson on leading through adversity. And leading through adversity, this really deals with a time when there is chaos in your life, when there is just confusion in your life, and it really just doesn't go away. And as I was looking at the definition for crisis, it says a time of intense difficulty, trouble, or danger. A time when a difficult, important decision must be made. And another one is a turning point of a disease when an important change take place, indicating either recovery or death. So it's in time of intense difficulty. And so right now we are all experiencing that as a nation, this intense difficulty is the coronavirus. The coronavirus is really has just rocked the world, not just the US, but the world, not just Black, but the world, not just white, but just the world. And we're all in this together. So trying to understand how do we actually lead through this period of time? How do we take the forefront of what are we doing? How do we set the tone for our family, for our coworkers, for our friends? Because anyone that knows leadership is nothing but influence. Influence is leadership. It's all the same thing. Leadership is influence. So as leaders, the first person you need to lead is yourself, right? So how am I leading myself? Because my leadership, how I lead myself, is going to have some influence on someone else. So again, we're not in this crisis in a bubble by ourselves. We are affecting the world. So just say, for instance, a part of my leadership is that I have taken this serious. I'm not walking around in complete fear, but I have taken this very serious, and I have looked at how can I make a difference for my sister and for my brother, meaning my sister's a brother of this world. What I can do, how I can do is take a leadership is by saying, okay, I'm going to make sure my hands are clean at all times. I'm going to keep the 6 feet difference. I'm only going to go out there if there's some essential things that I need. I'm only going to go out. I'm not going to hoard everything from other families that may need certain things at a different time, but I've bought all these things that I don't need. I will not gouge people's, I will not buy all these things and then increase the price on people. I won't do those things because I want to be an effective leader. Effective leader touches someone's heart before they ask for a hand. So it's what are you going to do for someone else? That is all the part about leading through adversity. How are you going to lead yourself first? And so this right here is this study that we're going to be going through is a John Maxwell study that as a John Maxwell team leader, I'm able to present this material because John, he has offered these lessons he offered them free of charge. See, he's being a leader. He is knowing that people are needing some direction, some leadership direction. So he's the guru of leadership. So he's developed these lessons to basically help us in this time of crisis, understanding what leaders do. They help you understand how to get from here to there and help us in that in-between process. So that's what we're going to be doing in these lessons, getting from here to there, maneuvering through the process of adversity. And adversity, there's always adversity in our life, but there's always lessons in our lives. So what are the lessons that we're going to learn in this adversity that is going to prosper us later? And it doesn't necessarily mean prosperous in a sense that, oh, we're going to gain some kind of financial money from that. But there are some people that will, because they're going to be bidding different things, and they're going to be at the right place at the right time for the market that is making itself right for whatever gifts and abilities and talents they have. I'm not speaking of the ones that are taking these items and upping the price because they know there's a need. I'm not speaking of that, because that kind of leadership doesn't last long. It may feel good for a minute, but it crashes later. So, but anyway, so like I said, these lessons is called Leading Through Crisis and Leading Through Adversity. He offers, John offers the first main point. The crisis is quite common. We deal with crisis all the time. This is just our first worldwide crisis, but we deal with crisis all the time. And the type of leader that you're going to be, whether it's going to be, are you going to be this good leader or a bad leader? A good leader, they understand that it's going to take some steadfastness. It's going to take some perseverance to get through this. You know, you're going to have to, this when your creative juices begin to come in. That's what a good leader is going to do. They're going to allow their creative juices to come in. Because right now, let's say our kids are home with us, you know, and we can't send them to school. So, you know what, just because there's a coronavirus out there and we're in shelter in place or whatever, it doesn't mean they stop learning. So, okay, so now our day has changed. We've taken leadership of our day and we're saying, okay, we're going to structure our day so that our kids can still be, their minds can still be fed and they can still grow, and maybe we can tap into their creative juices, right? So a leader they persevere no matter what. So I'm not in the home going, oh my God, I just can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. No, I'm saying, okay, these things need to be done. Now, how do we do it? Oh, but you know what? During this time, I've learned, I can do things a little bit different. Even when the shelter in place is lifted, there are some things in my life that if it wasn't for this time of stopping and reflecting, I would have never even stopped long enough to even figure out that these were even things that were going on in my life. So see, there is a silver lining, and how I'm leading, these things are going to help my life later on. And the people that I influence, my children, grandchildren, my friends, they're going to be able to see these newfound habits that are going to push me closer to my goals, to a better life for me, for a better life for my family. So we're always influencing someone and we're moving forward, right? So I gotta say, John, he defines crisis as an intense time of difficulty requiring a decision that will be a turning point. That is kind of exciting when you think about it. During this time, there are some decisions that need to be made. As a leader, you cannot just say, stop in place and freeze. You don't have that luxury. That's a luxury you do not want. Because think about the deer. When he stops in place and freeze, and there's a car coming, he gets hit, right? And that's the same thing with life. You can't stop and freeze. You have to be able to make those decisions, make quick decisions, and move forward. And what is the saying? Fear hates movement. So, I mean, we have to move forward in this time, during this time of crisis. What are we doing? What changes we have to make? Sometimes there may be a slowing down period, because that's when in that slowing down period is kind of that readjustments are making. You know, you got to readjust, your car or whatever. You have to slow it down and then readjust some things, and then you get it going and it revs up, and then you off and going. So there's a time, a slowing down time, but it's not a stop. And it's not stuck in the deer with your headlight. It's you are persevering. You are deciding, what do I need to do? What is it that you need to be doing? Is this a time that you should be getting all your papers in order? Maybe your papers are all over the house. Couldn't you be taking this time to organize your papers? How about your closets? How about your kids' backpack? How about that? How about a letter that you've been intending to write to someone for many years? What a perfect opportunity to do that, right? There are so many things that you can be doing, or sitting down some information that you've been really needing to research. to get you to this, to understand this idea you have better, right? This is a perfect time. Look for the lessons in crisis. And if you just look at the crisis itself, you're going to miss the opportunity to lead. You're going to miss the opportunity to lead yourself. You're going to miss the opportunity to be that influence for someone at a later point that is going to show them the good that comes out of this. Because when you show them later, when you show them, okay, I am doing A, B, C, and D because these things I need to do. Like right now, I've organized my office here at work. In my office, I have learned how to, okay, I don't need to be watching all the television because I have a business to run, and there's a lot of new programs that I need to understand how it works. So this is the prime opportunity. What am I doing? To be honest, right now I am watching less TV than I've watched before we're shut in place, because it's like, oh, it's so many things that need to be done. So when the shelter in place is lifted, I'm going to be in a perfect space to grow my business, to help the individuals that I coach. And that's the other thing, is that I'm able to really pour into those individuals that I coach. They're getting extra time because it's like, oh, I have these brand new ideas. I can see the picture clearly because we came to a place where we have stopped. So I can recognize, what habits have I been doing on autopilot? What habits have I've been doing? What habits have you been doing on autopilot that you didn't even realize you've been doing it, but you've been doing it for so long that it's just like second nature. But during this time, have allowed you to stop. So in all, what I'm saying is that you have to take the time to learn the lesson where you are at. You know what lessons you need to learn. You know some time. If you don't, let me give you a couple things that you can do. One, get up in the morning. I want you to get up 1 hour earlier. 1 hour earlier. And I want you to sit in a space where nobody's awake and just reflect on your day and your week. Your day before and your week. Just sit and reflect in that. Think about, be honest with yourself, because we have a tendency to lie to ourselves a lot. Be honest with yourself. Reflect on your week. What went well? What didn't go so well? Where did you waste time? When were you very productive? All these things, if you reflect, you begin to understand, I'm a night owl. I work best at night. Or I'm a morning person. I work best in the morning. I learn more through hearing audible books instead of reading them. It's okay. You're getting the information. I like to blog. It could be a million things that you can learn during your reflection time. So the first point I just want you to do is just stop, learn your lessons, learn what lessons that need to be learned by stopping and reflecting. Because difficult times will always be there. But just as the difficult times are there, there's always lessons in them. And although we're all experiencing the same crisis, there is different lessons to be learned for each one of us. Find out what it is that you can learn from this that is going to prosper you when it's over. How are you going to become a better person when they lift the shelter in place? What is it going to be? The only way you can do that is you stop and reflect. Stop, reflect. And for me, being a woman of faith, I always stop, reflect, pray, and then I plan out a strategy. So this right here is just a moment with Imogene, just your lesson number 1 on leading through adversity. All right, so you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.